Welcome back to the Boot Tragedies.
All right, the Saints lose to the Falcons 24-26 in a crazy game. We're going to go through some of these stats because this game is absolutely brutal. A brutal game for the Saints to lose a game that they should have won. Obviously, we're clearly the better team on the field, but that means absolutely nothing in the NFL. You have to win the game, and the Saints could not do it. Derek Carr, 28 for 36, 239 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was absolutely awful today. No ifs, ands, buts about it. We're going to jump right into it. Scared in the pocket. If you send pressure at Derek Carr, he becomes the worst quarterback in the league under pressure. Like, under pressure, he is terrible. He's got one-on-one matchups all day with Chris Olave, and he's not getting him the ball. Chris Olave was literally killing any cornerback out there, and they could not get him the ball. He could have finished this game with 15 to 20 catches. I just watched Malik Neighbors get about 100 targets in the game against the Cowboys. If he's open every time, throw him the ball. It's no need to keep trying to spread it around and find Rashid and find tight ends. Throw the ball to the guy that's dominating. He was dominating the Falcons. We didn't keep going to him. Now let's go to the run game. Alvin Kamara, 19 carries, 77 yards. Taysom Hill, who got hurt again, 6 carries, 24 yards. That's about it for the running game. Running game was okay. Clint Kubiak kept running toss plays right, toss plays left. They got 0 yards when we ran those toss plays. I don't know what the hell he was doing on those plays. Absolutely awful play calling at some point to the game from Clint Kubiak. Hey man, the honeymoon phase is over. Those first 2 weeks were great. These last 2 weeks has been absolutely pure bullshit. I don't care how you slice it. It's been very bad these last 2 weeks from Clint Kubiak. He's not on any hot seat or anything like that, but who's the real Clint Kubiak? The first 2 weeks or these last 2 weeks, or is it somewhere in the middle? Because what's the issue here? What's the issue? Just very bad at some points in the game. Some points in the game it was really good. But like I said, when you got a quarterback that gets happy feet in the backfield, anytime he gets pressure, I can't really blame the OC. I mean, we put up 24 points. That's not great, but it is what it is. All right, let's go to receiving. Chris Olave, 10 targets, 8 catches, 87 yards. Rashid Shaheed, 11 targets, 8 catches, 83 yards. Alvin Kamara, 9 targets, 7 catches, 42 yards. We get nothing out of anybody else. Those are our only 3 weapons on this team outside of Taysom Hill. So when he went down, I knew nobody else was going to get the ball. And guess what? Everybody else in the NFL knows that as well. Are we going to get this fumble loss? Rashid Shaheed, I'm not going to say that lost us the game, but it damn sure didn't help us win it. It damn sure didn't help you win it. Why are you trying to field the ball at the 1 yard line as a punt returner? That goes back to coaching. Man, when I played football in high school, every time we get in a situation like that, put your feet on the 10-yard line. If you have to go backwards, do not move. If the ball goes over your head, let it bounce. You learn this at a very young age. Maybe you even do the 5-yard line. If you start on the 5-yard line and you have to go backwards, it's 0 reason for you to field the damn punt. Why can't we do the simple things right, the little things right that every other team in the NFL seems to do? But no, we're coached by Dennis Allen, one of the worst head coaches in NFL history that still has a job. Because I see where this season's headed. I see where it's headed. The same things that happened in the first 2 years are starting to happen again. And I see where it's headed. Look at the defense. Paulson Debo, 12 tackles. That's not good. That's because you sucked that cornerback and they kept picking on you and you kept having to make tackles. Not to mention the pass interference at the end of the game. Paulson Debo, in every big situation he's ever been in, always gives up a pass interference to end the game, to ruin the game for the Saints. Every time we attempt to fake comeback and we get a lead, Paulson Debo, pass interference. It comes. Every time. Every single time. I can probably count 3 or 4 times where he's lost games or had a chance to lose games because Paulson Debo wants to get a pass interference at the end of games. It never fails. There's like 30 seconds left. They just get a 10-second runoff and you get beat deep. They have no timeouts left. The 2 things you can't let happen is to get beat deep and let them run outbreaking routes. And yet we get beat deep right off the line. And we're in press coverage, I believe, on that play. Absolutely idiotic play call from Dennis Allen. Absolutely idiotic coverage from Paulson Debo. We just have to be better. But I'm tired of saying we have to be better. Maybe we're just not good. Maybe he's just not capable of playing that position. Play Kool-Aid. Other than that, nobody on defense stood out. Peyton Turner had one really good play that I wish we could have recovered that. Other than that, nobody on defense stood out. Everybody was ass today. And let's just be honest, they all sucked. Everybody. Pete Warner, okay game, didn't play great. Lattimore, they didn't even go at him, so I guess I got to give him credit. Alontae Taylor, he had some really good pass breakups. I'd give him that. Chase Young, where was he at? Peyton Turner, like I said, had a really good game. We can keep going. DeMarco Jackson, be for real. Will Harris, safety play is terrible. Carl Granderson, disappearing act today. Tom Matthew, awful, then he got hurt. Willie Gay, he got hurt. Orjic, didn't see him. Prentice got a tackle. That's no good. Cam Jordan. All right. JT Gray, special team. Saunders, non-existent. Shepard, non-existent. Howden, non-existent. Brissy, non-existent. Who the fuck? One guy got 17 tackles on their team. 10 solo. Our defense, non-existent. And that pass to the Debo interception, I don't give a shit about that. Receiver fell. Groupie had a really nice day. Punting, we still can't punt. I mean, that's just, we gonna average 40 every time, you know? And he has some short fields to work with, so I'll give him a pass. I'll give the punter a pass, I guess. Now let's look at the Falcons stats. Kirk Cousins did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. No touchdowns on offense. They didn't do shit on offense. So I really, as much as our defense say they disappeared, they didn't really do anything on offense. Yes, they got yards. Yes, they got in the field goal range, but we really kind of shut them down. We just killed ourselves with the pick six and the drop punt return. Just very, very idiotic on all fronts from the Saints right there. All fronts. We couldn't stop Allerger, whatever the fuck his name is. It doesn't even matter to me. We couldn't stop him. They averaged 6 yards to carry, but only ran it 15 times. Drake London, 12 targets, 6 catches, not great, but he caught them when they counted. Ray McLeod, we couldn't guard him. We couldn't guard a receiver that's wearing number 34. The only pass he didn't catch is one he slipped on and they got picked. Maybe he would have caught that one too. But man, yeah, it's a lot to talk about in this game. I think the offensive line played actually pretty well. I'm going to give the offensive line some credit. Coming there with a new center. We ran the ball effectively to the left, to the right. It was still pretty bad. We kept running toss plays. I'm not putting it on offensive line. You see after the first three toss plays don't work, hey, throw that shit away for the week. Let it go. You have to go to something else. No, we don't do that. We keep doing the same exact thing over and over and over and over again, and it's not working. Absolutely pitiful on that front. But I do think they held up well. In the past game, they held up well. It's just a very, 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 very bad game, I think, from your quarterback. And just overall as a team, as a unit. You can't throw that pick six. That pick six was awful. The screens are not there. Throw the ball in the ground. Just throw the ball in the ground. This is your how many 10th year in the league? And we still can't just throw the ball in the ground? You've been in the league way too long. Way too long. So who's the real Derek Carr? The first 2 weeks or the second 2 weeks? Because I got the answer. I've seen enough of his career. It's the second 2 weeks. He's just not a good quarterback. I'm sorry, he's not a good quarterback. He's average at best, and he only can work off of play action. If the run game's not there and the play action's not there, he's just not a good quarterback. He's not going to just line you up in shotgun when you have to throw the ball and go win the game. We've seen enough. He can't do it. He's not capable of doing it. Dennis Allen is not capable of a winning season. We're 2-2. I did say my bold prediction for the year, he was getting fired week 7. And if you start to look at the schedule, maybe. The Chiefs, no easy win. That's a loss. The Bucks, no easy win. That's a loss. That puts you at what? 2-4? And my prediction, this was my prediction pre-season, so I don't even know why I'm mad because I predicted this. I say we will be 2-2 right now, and we're going to lose to the Chiefs, we're going to lose to the Bucks, and then Sean Payton's going to try to come in there and embarrass the Saints. That was my prediction at the beginning of the season. I got it clipped up, I got it saved, I got it ready to go. Hopefully I'm not correct. But this is exactly what I expected from this team. But of course, they suckered me in. They pulled me in them first 2 weeks, and they got our hopes up. Not just me, y'all too. They got us all. They pulled us in just to do this nonsense again. Week 7, I think it's over for them. That's how bad I think it is right now. I predicted this, unfortunately, and I'm just gonna ride with the prediction at this point because it's not looking like we can beat a good team. The Panthers, come on, Bryce Young, awful. The Cowboys, we just caught them lacking, beat the shit out of them. Eagles, terrible. We couldn't score. Falcons, I don't know what the hell just happened. They scored no touchdowns and they won the game. They scored 26 points with no offensive touchdowns. Just be for real, man. Now you got Pat Mahomes coming in at prime time. Not going to be a good look. The Bucks look great. Then you got the Broncos, who look terrible, but you never know. They were in a close one with the Jets. They just beat the Jets 10-9. So we'll see what happens. I don't want to talk about this game right now, man. We'll see what the hell happens. I'm going to watch these post-game press conferences, see what type of lies that Dennis Allen comes up with, see what type of excuses he make. But this is just pitiful, man. This is just pitiful. I can't keep watching this shit every week, and I got to get off it before I'm a rant. I'll probably rant in a second. So I'm even though I did rant kind of already, but oh well. Thank y'all for tuning in once again, man. As always, this is the Boot Tragedies. I'm out.